Welcome to Trading Lounge and the US indices for the 23rd of March, and I want to talk about this top here in a couple of different ways. So with the S&P 500 here on the weekly chart, we've got our wave 3 over here with our expanded flat correction for wave 4, and I've been counting 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 up here. So when we get to 5 up here, we could actually have this top in play here. So from wave 4 here to wave 5 here, we have a top in play here, and then we come all the way back down to this wave 4 here. Okay, that's one way to look at it. The other way to look at it is that we've counted our 5 waves up here. We can look at this as wave 1 here, and we come back for wave 2 here for this, and then we go up for wave 3 here. The other way to look at this is looking at this move up through here just as a wave 3 top. So that would mean, like, if we can use the Russell for this, because this is where it's really come from, is looking at this as wave 1 here and 2 here, and we've got this nice strong third wave here for this, and then we'll be getting wave 4, and then we'll be getting wave 5 here for this. So this count is really quite clear and clean. Now on the NASDAQ and the S&P, we had this wave 1 here that had all the power into it when they were feeding it money, where the Feds were feeding it, and then it's the third wave here has sort of petered out a little bit. So if I just put the Russell count on the S&P 500 here, we can see that the first wave here was strong, and the third wave here is much weaker. Really, it hasn't really expanded out. It's just been creeping to the upside there, and the NASDAQ's a bit the same, whereas the Russell smaller stocks here really powered in the third wave here, as they sort of should. So we need to take the Russell count on board for the S&P and for the NASDAQ. So for the top with the S&P here, when we get to this top here, we can have it as wave 3. First of all, we can have it as a light blue wave 5 top. Here we could have it as wave 1, counting it the other way that I've been normally counting it. We'll look at that in a moment. Or we can have it as a wave 3 top in line with the Russell. So what I normally do is, well, once we've gone from wave 4 to wave 5 here, and we've got a top in the S&P, and we've got a top in the NASDAQ, and we've got a top in the Russell and the Dow and all those sorts of things, then we just basically monitor. We know that at the end of 5 waves, we know that the market's going to peel back. It's just, is it going to peel back to a wave 4, a wave 2, or do we have a more serious top in play here with this blue wave 5 here, and we come much further down in all of that? Either way, we're going to be seeing the market peel back at this point. So that's a bit of a concern. We've also got, if we make any mistakes as well, we've also got the 4,000 here. So if that plays out as support in the intraday, short term, and all the rest of it, well, then we'll just keep tracking the market to the upside based above the 4,000. But if not, well, then once we've got our tops in place, we have to start working the market to the downside. So we'll need to change our thinking. So moving to the my original count here with 1 and 2 here, and 3 here and 4 here, and going up for 5 here, it's okay. You know, it's served me well in going up here. I mean, getting through a lot of this here was a little bit boring, and we had really no nice powerful trends within all of this. So it's been a bit of a sort of, no-show in a way. But we've just basically plodded along and figured it out, made a few mistakes and so on. So look, when we get up to here and we're making new highs here, as mentioned yesterday, this wave 4 here, we're making new highs on the S&P, but we're not making new highs on the NASDAQ just yet. So we need to take that on board as well. So we'll look at that in a moment. So but yeah, so for this count here, all we're really concerned with at the moment, though, in the very short term, is this wave 4 here to wave 5 here, and we'll have some sort of top in there, be it wave 1, wave 3 here, or wave 5, or whatever. The other point too is that at the 4,000 here, we can just pretty much expect a classic trading levels pattern in one way or another. So across the 4,000, if we treat this as the 4,000 here, we've already had our arrival, our reaction, and we're going up for the first high above the level in this regard. So once we get that high up here, we'll be pulling back at that point, and we'll just monitor all of this here. If we get support back up here, well, then we'll be looking to go long again up this side. If the 4,000 becomes the retested resistance and we come lower, well, then we'll be working this side of the trend in a bearish side. So being on the right side at the right time is what we'll be looking at. So yeah, we've got a bit to work through there on that. Now, before I dive in here any closer, I want to just look at the NASDAQ for a moment, because we've got wave 3 up here, and we've had our A, B, C here for wave 4, and I've been counting here as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here for 1, pulling back for 2 from yesterday, and now we'll be heading up for wave 3 here, as a lot of the stocks which we've been looking at are starting to lift off a little bit, the Teslas and the Amazons and so on. So we're going to see, as I mentioned yesterday, we should see a bit of strength in this move here. But the takeaway here is we're not at this top here yet, so we need this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for this, right? But with the S&P, we're already above that high there. So do you know what I mean? So we'll be going further up. We'll be going up into this high here, basically further up in here, because they'll basically need to top together in that regard. And the NASDAQ hasn't made those new highs yet for this, which it should do. So I can count this in a couple of different ways as well. So, but let me just move in here. So we've been counting it this way with 1 and 2 here and 3 here and 4 here, and then going up for 5 here. But that's probably a little bit short at this point for this. But this is how I've counted it here. Oh no, I haven't. Oh, I've just pulled that into line, haven't I? Okay, so to line this up with the NASDAQ, which we need to do is looking at that as 1 and 2 here. That's what I was going to say. Sorry about that. But either way, we'll just keep monitoring this. Yeah, just dragging this wave 1 and wave 2 here in with line with this wave 1 and 2 here for this market, and we'll need to do the same with the Russell as well at that point. So yeah, that's how that sort of plays out. Either way, we should be going higher with the NASDAQ and also the S&P here. I had some long trades in here. I've moved the stop yesterday up under here, as you know, and we'll push up. We'll just see how this plays out for this first before I make any decisions. But with them, just letting you know, the NASDAQ would be the 1 and the 2, and I've been counting sort of 3 and 4 here, but that's not matching up with this at all. So this is, yeah, that's matching up better with this. Sorry, a bit early in the morning in Australia, just woke up. So I'll move this wave 4 out of the way for the moment, because I have been counting here as 1 and 2 here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 1 and 2. And no, that's not working either. I've made a mistake here. I haven't fixed this up. I need to fix this up. Anyway, doesn't really matter too much about that. Let's have a look at some stocks. So let's start with Tesla here. So in the bigger picture here, we've been looking at an A wave, and then an A and a B and a C wave moving up here for the B wave here. We've had Adrian's count, where we've viewed this as also coming down here for a wave 4, already finishing here and pushing up here for wave 1. So on the tick chart, because if this is wave B here, we should be going up to this space up through here. If it is wave 1 here, then we're going to move through that. We're going to find support on the 800 at some point and then continue. So this is what we need to monitor. Let's get some more data in. Wrong one. Right, so from the bottom here, we've been counting it up as 1 and 2 and 3 and ABC for 4 here, a bit dodgy, and then wave 5 here. So wave A really, so with wave 5 here, I could have looked at this with wave A, B and C here, coming down to this point, and then pushing off from there and looking to be long above the 650, which is the medium level here. But I'm not sure about this count here. There will be a good case for having wave A over here as well, but the main point is that we should be pushing higher at this point, and even this here should be pushing up very shortly from that point. So we looked to go long yesterday above the 650, so we'll just keep the stop under the 650 for the time being. Facebook's pushing up nicely as well here. So I haven't looked at this for a while, but on the intraday, but now that we've got to the 300, I'll take a look. But the takeaway here is that we need to be making a top above wave 3 here for this. So all this here is a bit of a pent up spring in here that's unwinding here at the moment. So we should see a reaction from here and then further upside there for the 2. So let's just go in and have a look at the tick chart for this. So from wave 4 low here, I'll need to shapen this up a little bit. Just to let you know that we need to be going higher, and we'll need these waves to come into play as well. That was our alternative count. Still could be there, I guess, but we'll just take those away from the moment. So we still need this to play out here, at least at minimum this, and I'll need to double check on that, but I won't burn your time up for me doing that at the moment. That was just sitting there for the journey to the upside, but I need to figure this out here a little bit. This is probably, I don't want to do that. It doesn't seem quite right here. But anyway, I won't burn your time up. But the normal thing here is the arrival, the reaction here in 3 waves, and then the first high above the level. So it'll probably play out as a wave 3 and 4 here with this, and then to the upside. Okay, so square is another one that's looking quite chirpy to the upside. We've got this down here as the A wave, the B wave and the C wave. The 50-60% was here, but it appears that we can count 5 waves up there, so we're looking for a retracement for wave 2. So this should move up at this point here as well. We'll have a look at that on the tick chart. Okay. So from wave C here, we're counting up as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wasn't the best sort of count to the upside there, but it's sort of the best fit. So then we were looking for the A wave, the B wave here, and the C wave here. I don't know if it actually finished here just yet, so it's probably 1 and 2 here and down for 3 here, and an A and a B and a C for wave 4 here, and then looking for wave 5 coming down onto the 61.8% over here for that. But we understood that the wave, if the wave 4 is already in play, is in terms of the third wave would be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 to that low here. That would be wave 3 here with wave 4 here and wave 5 coming lower here. A bit of a long shot, and then that would leave this up as 1 and 2 here and 1 and 2 here, and then we would look to go long on top of 230 here, because also if that's wave 2 there and that's the low of wave 3, then the 38.2% is really quite low. So we're really above the 50 and the 61.8%, getting support on top of 230, which is the top of group 1 as well of 200, so 1, 2 and 3. So getting support on here would push us up to the 5 at that point after 3. So when we don't have that support yet, so this could play out either way, as I mentioned yesterday. So we could come down here first and then move off from that point. So we'll look for another setup at that point there. But if, however, the market does get a classic trading levels pattern sitting on 230, then we can go long from that point. Apple, here we're pretty much on track. We're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down here for wave A, and then we're looking for an A and a B and a C. So nothing's really changed here since this low here. What I can say though is that the wave A here is, well, it certainly appears to be corrective, not impulsive, because wave A can be in 5 waves, it can be in 3 waves, and so on. B wave's always in 3 waves, and the C wave here will be in 5 waves. So yeah, we're on track here for this. Let's go in and have a little look at this pattern. So from the low here, we're going up. As I've mentioned many times, we can't get 5 waves for wave A here. It's definitely some 3-wave price action. You may be able to put wave 5 over here as well and so on, but wave A over here, but it doesn't really matter. We're still left with this high here. And then we've been looking for the ABC down to the 50-60% retracement level. So we've got that now, and now we'll be looking at as mentioned yesterday, we'll be looking for that move to the upside there in 5 waves for that wave B there. So yeah, we're on track there, not a problem. Alphabet's still pretty boring at this stage. I don't know if we're going to get stopped out, but as I mentioned before, we've got this position, we've taken a percentage here, we've got this position here, so we need to kind of cover our costs the best we can at this point. You know, now that the markets are starting to move off a little bit, perhaps we can move off here as well with all of this, and then would have a nice complicated wave 4 being in play here with this, some sort of A wave, B wave and C wave in here, and then get to push up here at some point. The last one is Amazon. So with Amazon here, we're looking at wave 3 over here with an A wave, a B wave and a C wave here, and then looking for 5 waves up into this direction. As I mentioned before, it could get a bit uglier. The wave 4 could also come a bit lower, but with the markets the way they are currently, I think we'll be pushing up, and if we're going to be pushing up, well then we'll probably be on this road here for this. It does appear that we've got like a little wave 1 and 2 here already for this, so if you wanted to go long, then this is the place to do it, and keeping the stop under the level. We had been long in here before, but we've got stopped out, but we can always get back on the horse. Let's just check it out on the tick chart here. I'll do. Yeah, this is probably 1s and 2s in here with 3, so we'll see 4s, and we'll see something like this come into play. So going long above that top there would do the trick. I'm silly, I should have put the stop, I should have kept the stop below the level, but I really wanted to tighten it up and didn't want to really take a loss on that. But Even now we can put the stop down here somewhere. It shouldn't be breached down this low here. But yeah, if you want to go long, that's something we can look at. We're probably bullish, but we've just got to be a little bit careful because we've got Tesla, Apple, and Amazon coming, working off their lows after a 5-wave move down, even though this one's been a little bit different. It's been in a correction for a long time. But anyway, the idea would be to build in here and also build in on top of all of these levels here. And getting support on top of number 3 here, that will take us up to number 5. And let's just go back to the bigger picture here for a moment. Let's just check on this. So we've got to be a little bit careful in that, when Tesla and Apple finish their A wave, their B wave, and their C wave up here, this is where it can come down. We could actually just get some sort of A, B, and C wave here, and then come down for one more sort of weird move, So we just need to be a bit careful about that. Once we've got this number here, the 3,300, as the support at the top of minor group 1, then we'll head up to 5 at that point. So we'll be safe at that point. We'll be safe when we get support on top of 300. So maybe our job is to trade up to 300 or close to it. And when Apple and Tesla make their B wave tops, then we move out of this and reorganize ourselves. Anyway, food for thought. Alrighty, thanks for tuning in. Cheers.